Hey there, so this is a process video of how I draw. In particular, this is a skull drawing video where I draw like a black and white ink drawing, but this is like the Hellraiser type of skull that I really want to try and figure out how to draw this type of stuff. So the only way to do that is to just have a go, and I want this skull just to sort of like show that there's like a lot of good contrast between the black and the white and things like that. So here we are just sketching the skull out, and I want them like to have like meat hooks and other like wires and stuff like with hooks on, just pulling the skull, with the skull obviously being at the center of this. So obviously I have to try and sketch that out and try and work it out really, to be honest, and that's the best way of coming up with a good idea always. As you can see, I've drawn like a rough wooden spike going through one of its sort of eye sockets there, well up through the roof of the mouth and then out of the eye socket, and hopefully I'm going to do like a pierced eyeball on that, spike, which should look quite effective once I start inking the whole thing and things like that. So yeah, I'm just at the moment it looks like an exploding skull, but it's not. It's going to have like a few chains here and there and a few like wired hooks and things like that. A couple of like wooden stakes in the head as well, just for added effect. I thought that'd be quite effective. I was going to do like quite a few nails or something and things like that, but I didn't want to go too overboard. But yeah, working out any drawing like this, it's always fun to do, especially when you can see it coming together when you're starting to ink it. I mean, right now in its raw form, like the sketch here, it doesn't look like much, but you're still working it out along the way anyway. So that's really what any drawing is. So I just work out the teeth. There's some teeth there, a few of the other teeth have gone, so that's why I only draw like limited teeth there. Maybe all the rest have just been smashed out, I don't know, but I'm not sure if it was like tentacles or something that I thought, oh, I don't know, just seemed cool to draw at the time. Just for more stuff to drip off, like obviously like it's a black and white drawing, so the white a lot of the times will just represent like blood or something, or especially when I add the drips later on. But yeah, obviously since I'm talking over this, I've already drawn it, I've seen the end result and I quite like the way it looks, and I definitely want to do more drawings like this, and in the vlogs you'll probably see more drawings, but yeah, I'm liking it so far. So once you've got like all the shadows in, you can sort of like figure out exactly where the shadows are and where the light will fall on this. I think by the end of it I went a bit overkill, but I think I sort of like balanced it out exactly where all the shadows and highlights will be. But once you get started adding detail with ink pens and things like that, there's no stopping that, unfortunately. I just can't help myself, just like add loads of detail in there and get a bit carried away. But I think that's one of the reasons why I have fun drawing these black and white ones as well, these illustrations. So I'm working out the chains there. Not every like line there will be connected to a chain, but as I said, there'll be some like wired hook things, almost like chicken wire or something like that. I just thought it was important not to do like all chains on this one, just mix it up slightly. There's the eyeball there. For some reason, like right the way through until the end, it looks like a pickled onion. I don't know why. But I think the shape changes a bit. It starts off how it should be there, and then it ends up distorted by the end of the inking. But I can always correct that later. Later on, it's no drawing set in stone. You can change things as you're going along. I think that's what I like about drawings now. I've said this before, possibly. I think, or have I thought it before? I don't know. Why I'm asking you, because you don't know me or my mind. I can't read my mind. But when I'm like sort of like drawing things, I always sort of like draw them and until I can see the drawing work. So I start to sketch and things and just carry on with it. Sometimes you can just sort of give up far too easily before the drawing's going anywhere. So I always like to try and work at it and just see what it can turn out like. So here I am using like a Pigma brush pen just for the thicker areas. And it adds a nice contrasting effect against other ink pens, as I've said numerous times in other videos. So particularly around the teeth there, it gives a nice like rotten sort of a look, like the fixed in the skull. But I like to like add in a lot of thicker shadows with these brush pens. And it's just a good idea just to use it as much as you can. Different pens for different things. So I've used a bit on the shadow. I think around the outside I'll be using like paint and a bit of pen. I don't know. I'll see which one is going to be easier. But I think for the finer details, particularly around the chains and everything, I'll probably have to use a pen, because pen brushes are too, I ain't really got a steady hand. But as you can see, the drawing's going well at this stage. I think it was at this point that I realised, this drawing is going to work. I just have to see it through and just see how it's going to play out. Often, like some drawings, they seem to work out quite early on, or it takes a good while to try and work out the drawings. And but this one seems to be going pretty well, because I sort of had an idea what I wanted to draw anyway. So, and plus I've been used to drawing these type of things for a bit. So I think there's that experience there and a bit of confidence to just like draw what I like to draw. I think that's a good thing, and it wasn't really a commission, this, so it was just like an idea I had. So it's good. It was good just to sketch this, to be honest. Definitely more of these type of works, because this is definitely my thing to draw. Sometimes you just like get caught up in the details, and go a bit too far with adding details. But I don't care with these drawings. It's all good fun to draw this type of stuff. As I've said before, I won't be getting these Pigma brush pens again, because this is the third one that I've got. I got a pack of 3, and the ends just seem to just fray a bit, so I'll be using some other kind of brush pen. I just thought it's good to test out different pens and things like that. Yeah, so I'm just marking out where all the dark areas are going to be in the background, because it's all going to be black, so this skull image can come forward and look more brighter, I'd say, you know, obviously against the background. Yeah, I mean, I think I was going to do use the full pen, but no, I don't think so. I'm going to use a bit of paint, I think, and come back with maybe a Sharpie marker, thinner one, and try and clean up the areas. But I'm sort of avoiding some areas there, some are going to be chains and wires, so I haven't probably sketched them in yet, so I'm going to sketch them at a later time, a bit later on. It's just about working everything. As long as you've got an idea what certain pieces are going to be, then you can just come back to them later as well. So it's always a good idea to do that. So this video, in fact, marks sort of, well, this isn't like a return to the vlog. The vlog video will be tomorrow, but I'm gonna try and get back on track of these vlogs as well. Where I'm just showing you bits and pieces of drawings I'm working on as well, daily vlogs, but try and make them interesting vlogs and not just quite boring sort of thing. I'm gonna definitely mix up things and stuff like that. Definitely a trip to the local cemetery is on the cards. I'll be doing a drawing session there. I'm going to set up my tripod and things like that and just gather some inspiration from the ancient tombstones and things around me, so that should be good. And I'll put that in the blog, I don't know. The vlog, I mean, not the blog. Or the blog. I should do a written blog as well, if I can get the words out. Yeah, the X's in the background are that's like a comic book type thing for inkers, really, just to signal that I'm gonna, black all that out with ink and stuff like that. But so yeah, I'm just adding more details there with the uni pin, more fan lines and other little details. Later on I want to do more cross hatching and stuff like that, and that helps just layering on the details over and over again. So yeah, this is inspired by Hellraiser. I just thought about the actual image of all these meat hooks and things just pulling at the head. Just something cool to draw, really. You take a simple idea like that and just try and draw it. It's always a good idea. At least that's what I think anyway. I like horror films. I like drawing horror stuff, as you know, from this channel. So it's all fun. Fun times. So what we're going to be doing, something similar to this, is going to be a black and white drawing of a Cthulhu creature head that I'll be doing similar to this type of style in a video that I'll talk over it, what I'm doing and things like that, and just keep up with these type of videos. That's the idea. I like the way when I've inked this that it's it looks almost rough looking, but you can always clean that up later on, particularly when I get all the background darkened and blackened with ink. It's easier to tighten everything together. Of course, then you can, once you've erased all the pencil lines and things you don't need in the drawing, then you can use a white pen and build on the highlights. and things. If you darken things too much, you can always go over it with a white pen. That's my artist tool of the last couple of years, I'd say. It's definitely a real good tool. It's like saved me, because if I've gone over like on some of these like little chain bits, I've like gone over on certain areas later on and I've just whitened them just to erase some of the ink out. It's always quite effective to do that. Plus, since I don't really use much digital art tools like Photoshop, anything, it's good just to find a traditional way of doing that, erasing things and taking things out. If I was more used to digital artwork, then I'd probably use things like that just to correct drawings and things like that, and maybe colour some drawings as well, but I'm so used to working traditionally that I don't know if I'll ever do digital, plus I like working like this, so it's pretty old school. As you can see, the eyeball on that stick, it's just changed. I've changed the shape of it slightly at the inking stage, so it just looks more like a pickled onion to me. So, and plus it looks bigger than the other eyeball in the other side of the head, so it's, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, little problems, little things that I think are problems. Probably you might not have noticed, but then I suppose the little wooden skewer might enlarge it somehow anyway, because it's got, I don't know, who knows. I think certainly like the last year or so, I've sort of changed the way I've done like eyeballs and things. I always try and draw the iris bit, around the pupil now. I used to just leave that out, but I always try and draw that now. Looks like little spokes in a bicycle wheel or something, you're doing them lines that come out from the centre. I think it's important to work on that. Here we go with the drawing ink. I just try and flood a lot of the background now, where I've drawn them X's and things. It's a lot better to use a paintbrush with black ink, and fill in large areas. But as I said, I'm not really got a steady hand for doing like fine detail or things like that. So I just like to fill in large areas. Sometimes I find if you add a little bit of water to this drawing ink, it helps it flow a little better. And obviously I don't want to make more of a mess of my drawing board, even though it is a mess, but I think that's, that's the way it goes. Yeah, you can't keep everything clean, particularly when you've got artwork to draw and commissions to do and things, and your own type of artwork to do. And this piece is my own piece of artwork. I think it's important to do your own work, in between commissions and stuff, and just try and learn. And I'm still learning, still going on this art journey, so I think it's important to do the drawings that you like to do, but also challenge yourself as well. I am considering going to some life drawing classes if I can, just to pick up really. Obviously I can do that, maybe like in a town centre or something, just draw people as I go past, but I think it's maybe best if I go to a specific life drawing class eventually at some point, just to pick up some life drawing skills, you know, drawing figures and stuff like that. Just practice more. But yeah, I'm sort of like losing what I'm talking about here, but I said that real posh then, here. Yeah, let us ramble a bit. I talk more than in real life, which is odd. So yeah, there's filling in the black areas quite quickly there. I hope you're enjoying this video, because I wanted to do like a slowed down real time drawing video where I show you different, you know, things that I'm working on, you know, within this sort of drawing, instead of like a speed up time lapse thing, which I still do now and again, but especially in the vlogs, because I want to try and not speed things up, but not make them as long as this video. The only thing about this video, I'll show you right at the end, and then I sort of like think it's finished, but then I went off and realised that it needs way more details. Definitely, I was just going to leave it, but that's why at the end you just see like come back and just show the finished drawing. But yeah, I quite like doing these videos. They take a while to do, you know. Like I've got other videos still waiting, but it's best not to go on about them until I actually finish them. So you know, it's one of them things. So here I am, like trying to add more shadowing, more details here and there. A lot of cross hatching that you can't really see up close, but we'll show you right at the end. So if you want to see that, then you can skip right to the end. But you know, if you want to see the process, the thing come together, then it's best if you watch the full thing, really. You know, that's all I can say. I always like this stage because you can see things coming together. You know, if you get right into the zone of inking, and you know, then you'll just time will fly by, and then you take a step back and you look at the drawing, and you realise it's more tight and more coming together. And that's what I really like about the drawing process, particularly drawing these types of things. So yeah, I've decided that they're some kind of tentacles or something. I don't know why that. I don't know. It's just a drawing. I just made it up. Yeah, it just seemed like a good idea just to add like little details like that. So obviously I'm inspired by people who do this type of black and white artwork. That's why I've been doing this for the last couple of years, trying to refine things, trying to, you know, just get better at these type of drawings, but not really draw this type of thing exclusively, really. Just come up with ideas that I like, drawings that I'm gonna just like leave sort of behind that are good enough, you know, drawings that are that that I'm happy to have created. I think that's the way forward. I've been thinking about an idea of I quite like these black and white artworks, but I don't want to be just known for doing black and white artworks. I maybe want to just start off doing these black and white artworks, but some of them maybe try and add colour to them, grey tone them or something, and just add like other subtle like tones and things like that, and I don't know, try and make different drawings and things like that. So I don't want to be just known for creating black and white artwork, because a lot of the other artists that I sort of like look up to in the black and white sort of artwork, that's pretty much what they just do. So, but I want to do different stuff. I want to try, experiment more and paint with different mediums and stuff like that. That's why I've been trying to do little experiments here and there with paint sketching with drawing inks and things like that. That's what I think it is important. You've got to push yourself to create artwork with whatever materials and equipment that you've got to hand, really. So but yeah, I still quite like drawing this way, but there's just that artist within me trying to do different things, and I think that's a good way to do and create artwork. Constantly learning, constantly trying new things. It's like I bought some I don't know, I can never pronounce how you say it, but gouache or whatever you call it, paints, which I haven't opened yet, but I've got them, and I've got other different pens and things, and that I want to try out and do different effects with. So you'll probably see future videos to do with them type of art materials and equipment. So yeah, but for now this drawing is still going, still trying to add way more detail, and it's interesting to do, interesting to try and fill in details and create something on the page that's just come out of your head, really. It's fun. So I definitely want to do a lot more movie based designs on films that I've liked or watched in the past that I've really enjoyed, so I can build up more of a portfolio of them type of things. So there will be more bits and pieces coming. Like I've got some Fright Night pieces that I'm working on, which I'll show you an update in the vlog. I don't think I've showed you, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've done these vlog videos. I had a busy summer, trying to sort a lot out, and sometimes drawing got left to the wayside, but I'm going to get back into it. September now, back into it. So there's the top of the head that really needs more work. Them like wooden stake things that are sticking out the head. I was in my head, I was thinking try not to make the top of them look like mushrooms. And then what did I do? They look like mushrooms. So, but I think by the end of it I'll try and swing it around, but it's difficult to do. Like wooden stake things. I think that one I did a bit better. It looks like it's been hammered a bit, so like it's frayed at the end, but it's still got that like mushroom head to it. Ah well, one of them things. Lots of blood dripping out and stuff like that. I think it's always a good idea to sketch things roughly, and then when it comes to the ink stage you can just sketch some more. Yeah, that's what I do, and then I end up refining it and bringing the drawing together, hopefully. I think this drawing definitely could do with a few alternative variations of this. Definitely thinking whilst drawing this I've had other ideas to do like a similar type of a drawing, but maybe way more over the top details, maybe like smaller nails stuck in its head, and maybe more flesh being pulled off its face. I don't know. I think that's the problem with these drawings. You draw one and then you think, how can I make the next one maybe more detailed or more dynamic, more stuff going on in it. So yeah, so I'll probably expect another one of these. I'd definitely like to do more blogging on my blogger sort of like blog. Maybe do like more how-to drawing, like step-by-step type stuff. Maybe break a lot of these down into like simple steps, and then just show a lot more of this process of drawing that I'm learning to do as I go along. So right now it's just a case of going over certain areas. I know I've still got to do some of them, like chains and wires and things, but it's fun doing the detail. So here I am just penciling in a few more of the hooks and the wire bits. I think that's a wire bit there. Yeah, it is. I think they have like chicken wire things with hooks on them. I'm not sure, or some kind of fishing line. I don't know. I just made it up anyway. So I just wanted there to be different type of wires and chains, things like that. But I suppose next time I could just use masses of chains. Just draw loads of hooks and chains, just all hooking in, the eyeball or something, pulling them out. I don't know. There's loads of variations you can do of this type of drawing, and I probably will do more variations of it because I like drawing this, as I've said before, and I'll continue to say it. So yeah. So you would think that I would have sketched all them in beforehand, but I knew that there was going to be them wires and chains there, but I wanted to see what all the other drawing had come together first before I tackled them, because they were sort of like the fiddly bits particularly like the chains. You've got to make sure you draw them quite evenly and things like that. So yeah. I think I'm just gonna put some music on this last end bit, and because I've sort of like run out of things to say. And there's only so much I can repeat over and over, but just enjoy the process and the rest of it, and maybe have a go at drawing this yourself or something like that if you want to. And I will be drawing variations of this, which will be fun to draw. So cheers. So once I get to this stage of the drawing process, I just start to add like more details wherever I can, clean things up a bit, maybe add more white on some of them lines and things like that, and just add a bit more detail. That eyeball needs to shrink a little bit, so, and a bit more detail behind there. But yeah, that's pretty much it with these drawings. Just keep adding more details. Just a quick update on the end of this video. I thought I'd show you the final drawing with lots more details, shading and things like that. Still unsure about the eyeball. It looks like a pickled onion or something, but it's I quite like the detailing that I've added. Obviously I've signed the drawing now, so that means it's kind of finished, I think. You know, it's just the eyeballs bugging me, but I can figure out a bit later on. But I quite like it, and there's just a little bit there that I forgot about, like an extra wire that was gonna go behind there that I forgot to add in. But other than that, it's fairly detailed, how I wanted it really. A lot going on, and yeah, it's quite cool, I think. I just thought I'd show you that right at the end. Cheers now.